In the summer of 2013, Jose Caraballo was living a life that appeared by every external metric to be thriving. He was healthy, surrounded by family and friends, and starting a promising new career. On a typical weekday, he drove to lunch with no reason to suspect his perspective was about to shift. Suddenly, an intense wave of overwhelm forced him to pull over. He sat in his car for over an hour, sobbing without a clear trigger. He eventually made it home, hoping a shower would settle the emotional episode. Instead, the release intensified. He found himself unable to stop the breakdown, finally surrendering to the feeling and falling into a heavy, restful sleep. In the middle of this, a realization surfaced. The alignment between his internal values and his external reality had fractured. Despite his outward success, his life was moving in a direction that felt wrong. The physical exhaustion of the day ended in a sleep so deep it felt restorative, marking the end of the immediate crisis. A biological system can reject a misaligned life with the same intensity as a reaction to physical trauma. Emotional breaking points can occur even when life looks fine on paper, signaling that the current path has become unsustainable. Jose woke up the next morning experiencing a stillness he hadn't felt in years. The previous day's chaos had been replaced by a pervasive sense of peace. This wasn't a temporary reprieve. Over the next few days, the calm deepened into a clarity that allowed him to see his past relationships, successes, and mistakes with total objectivity. He described a visceral feeling that his life had a different purpose than the one he had been pursuing. He felt a new pull toward a specific, though yet to be defined, direction. That internal alignment returned, bringing with it a clear directional line for his future. For the first time, he knew exactly where he needed to go. This breakdown functioned as a system reset. By clearing away the noise of his previous expectations, it revealed a path forward that had been obscured by his perfect life. Jose knew that clarity is only the beginning of change. To make the shift permanent, he had to relearn the lessons of his life by looking at his history through this new lens. He began a multi-year period of rigorous introspection. He filled hundreds of journal pages, documenting and dissecting the recurring themes that had defined his experience. He categorized his reflections into specific pillars: communication styles, career goals, the quality of his relationships, and his core values. Jose treated his past behaviors as raw, disconnected data. By stripping away the emotional weight, he analyzed them as patterns rather than fixed traits. Applying his new perspective allowed these data points to link together. A single underlying trajectory emerged from the chaos. Jose's healing required the architectural work of deconstructing old patterns. He had to identify the specific requirements of a meaningful life before he could begin to live one. From this analysis, Jose derived a framework for his future, a set of rules for living an enriched life. He began by removing toxic and unhealthy relationships from his daily life, creating space for connections that mirrored his values. His daily choices began to map to a balanced radial chart of values. He found fulfillment in his work and a consistent sense of inspiration that had been missing during his period of normalcy. This alignment changed his interactions with the world. He felt a renewed respect for the people he encountered and a sense of connection to his surroundings. This sense of enrichment is the measurable output of aligning daily actions with analyzed values. It is a deliberate state achieved through the work of self-correction. It is now 2025, 12 years after that afternoon in the car. The impact of that breakdown continues to define Jose's daily experience. He has developed a reliable relationship with his intuition, using it as a compass to remain aligned with his purpose. This journey created a sense of responsibility to share these insights. Jose founded the Center for Life Enrichment to provide others with the tools to analyze their own patterns and find similar fulfillment. Significant life changes result from listening to the signals of a breakdown and completing the rigorous work of self-analysis. The breakthrough is available to anyone willing to look at the data of their own life.